It's a long journey.
It is. It is. I packed the lunch, peanut butter and jelly for me.
2nd and 19. Dayak out of the shotgun. Has Holmquist in the backfield with him. Steps one step back and then steps up and in a lot of trouble trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all the farther he'll get. And it'll be 3rd and long for the Cadets now.
Again, good job of the defense. They're staying in their gaps. They're doing a nice job of fighting off the block at the point of attack. And you see them getting into the backfield. Again, getting enough bodies around to make sure they brought the ball carrier down. You put them in a now long and third and very long situation.
3rd and 18 from their own 47. Dayak has 3 receivers to his left, and that's the way he'll roll. Got away from Taylor, gets a throw off, but incomplete down the left sidelines, intended for Jack Fenley.
A great win for the Cardinal defense. Them again coming in good field position for St. Thomas on their 2nd drive. And again, that big penalty on the hold on a nice run by Dayak, putting them back in a tough situation. And then good pressure defense by Coon Rapids, forcing them to punt the ball away.
Ben Reppenhagen on to punt for the Cadets for the first time of the season. Jordan Doe is the deep back, standing right at his own 10-yard line. Reppenhagen, a decent punt, will bounce out of bounds right around the 20-yard line. They're going to mark it down inside at the 17, so pretty good angle out of bounds. Gave Doe no chance to try and return that one.
But again, you know, job well done by the defense to stop this good St. Thomas Academy squad on that drive. Now you got to just figure some things out on offense, Joe, and again, just not a good 2 drives for Coon Rapids to start the season.
Well, you need at least 1 drive to get the field flipped.
Correct.
You can't continue to play deep in your own end. This is the deepest they've started at their own 17-yard line. 2 3-and-outs to start the season for the Cardinals. And now on 1st and 10, handoff goes, play action, and the pass is complete to Lucky Morange for a gain of about 8.
Head coach Nick Russin, Cardinals head coach, his first season as a head coach for Coon Rapids, his first season as a head coach, coming from the Blaine program, very successful. I'm very impressed with what he's brought to this program.
2nd and 2, first catch of the season for Morange. They go back to that same play, and this time the Cadets disrupt the backfield and the pass falls incomplete.
I think that what they're trying to do is soften things up a little bit to try and establish the run. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to do that, so now you're in a 2nd down situation where a 3rd down situation where you have to pick up the first. You may not be able to run the ball with that stiff defense in the middle. We'll see something from maybe a little flare to the outside, try and get some speed around the end.
Cadets show blitz. Here they come. Little swing pass out to Doe on the left side. He cuts back up, has a 1st down out near the 30-yard line. And the Cardinals able to move the chains.
Joe, it's a couple of 1st downs for Coon Rapids. It's really all about establishing a rhythm. We'll see it again, just that little bit of a screenplay, and does a nice job. Doe does a nice job of cutting into the middle, picking up that 1st down.
For the Cardinals at their own 30-yard line. So 1st down from the 30. Out of the shotgun. Play action and a quarterback keeper. All kinds of Cadets waiting for Van Holzen. He's swallowed up for a loss of 3.
Well, Cardinals not real big up front on the line. So you can see it again. I mean, just great surge by the defense from St. Thomas Academy.
Yes, they're only a loss of 2, but again, losing that battle up front. Really, both defenses have done a nice job. Yep. The only big play was the touchdown.
And that's his broken coverage, too, on that play where the receiver got behind the defense.
Van Holzen rolls out, has time now, pulls it down, wants to run, tries to get around the corner, bumped out of bounds just past the 35. Still well short of a 1st down. It'll be 4th and 4, or 3rd and 4.
Well, you know, and again, somewhat manageable for a third down situation with 4 yards in this play. And but Joe, it's about, we talk about it, it's about kind of building a rhythm, and that's what they're trying to do here on offense, and move the clock as well.
Again, the Cadets show blitz, this time on the right side of their defense. Van Holzen adjusts, now takes the snap. Looks to his right, back to his left, now comes back to Doe out of the bubble screen again, but well covered, and he stopped for no gain. Ball came out, but after he was on the ground. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, a little late to develop, and again, allow the defense to flow to the ball carrier. And you saw there that Doe wasn't able to really get any kind of traction on this turf to try and use his speed to cut upfield. And give credit to the defense again, as you mentioned, just doing a nice job on that set.
Caleb Zwiefel and Grady O'Neill again out to try to return a punt. Tarnu standing just outside his 20 this time. Has time, gets off a high but not very long punt into St. Thomas territory, but then bounces right back. Finally swatted and downed, and then right to be picked up, but the ball is dead as soon as the kicking team touches it.
But, you know, give him an A for effort trying to see if he can get into the end zone and to get a special team score.
Caleb Zwiefel scooped it up and ran it all the way in.
We'll see what they're calling. They said that ball was batted, but
Zwiefel arguing that should have been a live ball, but Miles Taylor clearly reached down and swapped. 4:20 remaining here in the first quarter. St. Thomas a 6-0 lead on a 30-yard pass on their opening drive. Quick swing pass to the left side, and close to a first down is Fenlon before being driven out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him out. It looks like he's inside the 40, so it will be a first down at the Coon Rapids 39.
That's Baker Redding in a quarterback for St. Thomas, and Dayak has moved to the outside. We talked about multi-dimensional Joe Dayak is, and now you've got a different quarterback, and you get Dayak out to the outside to see if he can use some of his athletic skills to get open.
So from the 39, they go option left side, big hole, cutting back and getting an extra block from the official was Baker Redding. Using the official as a screen, genius play, and he picks up 9 on first down.
Yeah, again, did a nice move of cutting back. You can see it there as he's going to cut back towards the center of the field, and there's where you see the official getting in the way. Cardinals able to bring him down, but not before a nice gain of 9 on the play.
So Redding out of the shotgun now with 2 receivers on either side. McFadden in the backfield with him. Second and short from the 30. Handoff goes to McFadden, and he slipped and fell. And he's going to be just ahead of the line of scrimmage, but it'll be 3rd and inches.
Yeah, and again, we talked about this field a little bit cushy, and maybe it needs a little play on it, but you saw him as he tried to change direction, slip and fall. Well, I guess, Joe, and tonight's broadcast is on CTN Twitter and also YouTube Live tonight, which originally we weren't planning on, but able to get this involved to everybody. So, love to see that.
Again, thank you to MSBN for allowing us to do so. Handoff goes to McFadden. He spins forward enough for the first down. Move the chains to the 28-yard line.
It's a battle in the trenches, no doubt, on both sides of the ball. And again, tough sledding to get that first down, but he's able to do so and keep this drive going. Big TJ Hawkins in the middle for Coon Rapids. Takes up some space. He's a big young man looking to get some pressure in the middle.
go to the pistol. Redding drops back, has time, now steps up in the pocket, looking to run to the right. Needs a block, won't get it. He'll get wrapped up and dropped right at the line of scrimmage.
And that was just a nice tackle by Joseph Tarnow. He did not let him get past him. He wrapped him up and brought him down for no gain. Again, look at number 8 on defense, Joseph Tarnow. He's going to come in, hit him low, making sure he brought him down. That's a nice open field tackle.
And now 2nd and 10. Redding up under center. I formation behind him. Holmquist in front of McFadden. Play action. Redding has time. Throws. Tipped and taken away by Miles Taylor. And he's rumbling the other way into St. Thomas territory at the 46. What coverage from the linebacker, and that's why he's getting interest from so many collegiate scouts.
Yeah, he's such a good player. And again,
it's a St. Thomas player
St.
who's
Thomas
down.
Player,
Either way, not good.
No, but look at the job as he just get into the passing lane, tips it with one hand, able to bring it in. He's so athletic for a guy his size. And then he's, as you mentioned, rumbling down that field, trying to pick up some additional yardage and advance it as far as he could. But great interception for the Cardinal defense, puts him in really nice field position to start this drive.
Huge turnover for the Coon Rapids Cardinals. Want to take a moment to thank another of our sponsors, Game of the Week, supported by Leon Orthodontics, giving smiles to the world. More information can be found at leonsmiles.com. 1:31 remaining in the opening quarter. Coon Rapids will take over on the first turnover in the game, and they will have their first plus field position at the 47-yard line of St. Thomas.
I can't see who's down for the Cadets. Didn't get a chance to get the number, but hopefully he's all right.
And definitely concerned for any student athlete to be down on the turf, but especially in game 1. And, taking this long to get up, you certainly hope that he's going to be okay.
That's Sullivan Bloom.
And not putting any weight on that left.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's okay. That's a tough situation for that young man.
So Coon Rapids takes over at the St. Thomas 47-yard line. Looking for Jeebly, who went in motion, and then he took his eye off it. It was nearly picked off, miscommunication. Jeebly started to turn upfield, and
that's
had Doe out there on the edge looking to block, and that wasn't quite what they wanted to do.
No, and the Cardinals are fortunate that that wasn't picked off and taken the other way.
And taken for 6.
Yeah,
I mean, he would have had
there was no one to stop him. Absolutely.
So 2nd and 10 from the 47. They try and run up the middle. Not a lot of room there. And it'll be 3rd and long again.
The Cardinals would love to establish the run if they could, and that's something that Coach Russin had talked to me about. One of the keys for them tonight is we need to establish the run. We need to control the time on the clock. And so far, they have not been able to do it thanks to a really good stout defense in the middle for St. Thomas Academy.
Van Holzen out of the shotgun, looks to his right, now chased, got away from one tackle, rolls outside, ball knocked free. That's a loose ball, and St. Thomas, a scramble right in front of the sideline. St. Thomas able to recover just on the Coon Rapids side of the 50-yard line.
Well, that's unfortunate. Jake made a nice move to get away from the first initial tackle, then got into a little bit of trouble, and then just lost security as that ball just popped out of his hands. And a nice job by St. Thomas to fall on it, make sure that they have possession. Good field position here to stop that drive, to start their drive.
First and 10. Oregon Cadets, Cardinal 47.
So 1st and 10 for the Cadets. From the 47, handoff to McFadden, big hole up the middle, and he gets a nice gain all the way down to the Coon Rapids 35-yard line.
Well, the Cadets have some nice size along the front of their offensive line, and you look at it, they did a great job of opening up a hole for McFadden, and he's quick. We talked about him. He's even more of a quick back. He was able to get through that hole and get a nice gain.
Gain of 12 is the biggest offensive play for either offense outside of the touchdown.
1st and 10 for the Cadets at the Cardinal 35.
So Redding up under center, I formation in the backfield on 1st and 10, gives to McFadden again, another big hole, cuts back and has good room down inside the 20 to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, the offensive line for St. Thomas on this drive is taking control and again winning that battle at the point of attack, and that's how you be successful in the running game. So you take a look at it, look at the guys up front, look at the hole that he has to run through, and then he uses his acceleration to cut up field and pick up some great yardage.
And the backfield judge. He's done that effectively.
He has. Well, you know, you do what you can.
That will end the first quarter. St. Thomas Academy has 6-0 lead, but they've got the ball and on the attack deep in Coon Rapids territory. We'll take a break and be back with the second quarter after this. It's a lot bigger. My ears are really sweaty.
Oh, mine are too.
Back at Jerry Brown Stadium, home of the St. Thomas Cadets. Home team with a 6-0 lead as we get ready to start the second quarter, and they have a 1st and 10 from the Coon Rapids 16-yard line. So big concern for Coon Rapids on offense, just 1 first down in that first quarter.
Well, you know,
had the ball 4 times.
Yeah, and especially after that, of not being able to convert on that interception, or not able to move the ball after that interception, that hurts him as well.
Yeah, turnover battle 1-1. I formation again with McFadden, the deep back. He gets the carry. This time he's wrapped up by Jordan Nolan after a short gain inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Gain of 2.
Yeah, you know, Coach Weber, defensive coordinator for Coon Rapids, looking to make some adjustments, especially in the middle of that defense, to try and overcome the fact that they've had some big holes open against them for that running game. So again, you see on that play doing a nice job of just containing in the middle, not allowing much room for him to go.
So 2nd and 8 from the Coon Rapids 14. Handoff to McFadden again, left side. And they push him forward down to about the 11. Bring up 3rd down.
So they picked up a few, actually 3rd and 5.
Well, they're going to place it closer to the 7, so it's 3rd and 6.
Yep.
Or the 12, not the 7.
I know what you meant.
2 yards away from the long line that goes all the way across the field.
The end zone line.
That does too. St. Thomas calling a timeout. Their second of this first half. Coon Rapids has not taken a timeout.
Well, again, you know, trying to convert here in this situation to try and get this lead, additional lead, now leading 6-0. And as you mentioned, the second timeout called, but they want the right play on the field. They want to make sure, especially in this first game, want to make sure they're all on the same page, because this would be an important touchdown if they can get it.
It would be huge.
Yeah.
With how well both teams have really played defensively, this is the first drive that has really been a consistent drive for either squad on offense. It started with, well, it's been all big runs by Danny McFadden. Went for 12, then 19, then 2,
And the
and
Cardinals,
then 4.
well, the Cardinals will obviously continue to
Or
make
two
some
more.
adjustments. You see the Cardinal faithful here making the long trek to Mendota Heights, supporting their Cardinals.
Just an absolutely beautiful facility. I know we talked about it at the beginning, but it's worth saying again, a brand new turf field for St. Thomas Academy. Replaced their old turf, which was 12 years old.
They actually have clean windows, which is really nice when we're looking out.
Huge. The
Huge
press
clean
box,
windows.
by far the best press box we've ever been in.
Oh, yeah.
Baker rolls out, throws, back of the end zone, broken up at the last second. Good coverage by Ryan Corey. He saved a touchdown right there on 3rd down, and now it's 4th down.
He really did. I mean, he floated that pass in a little bit, allowing Corey to at least get into coverage without initiating any contact. We're going to see it again. And then just off his hands, and Corey was able to disrupt him enough.
Looking to go back
right,
to
it actually went right
in the
through
back
Corey's
quarter
arms.
of the end zone.
Yep.
But Corey got himself in position, prevents the completion. It's 4th and 6 from the 12. Redding out of the shotgun, looks right, steps up, now wants to run. Trying to cut back to his left, trying to get to the sidelines. He's pushed and can't stay in bounds, but
he's got the 1st down, I believe.
Does have the 1st down at the 6-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, again, running away from the bigger, not quite as quick player, able to get around enough to pick up that positive yardage to continue to keep this drive alive, and that was a nice run.
It's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, Redding did a nice job there. Again, you know, they've got some good athletes here on this that squad as well. Able to make that quarterback change and use both those players in this offense.
So tight formation now. Handoff goes to McFadden, cuts back, dives forward. Touchdown, St. Thomas Academy.
Cardinal defense saying that the ball came out before he crossed the line. We'll see what the officials call.
Well, the official on the near sideline called touchdown. Coon Rapids obviously pointing the other direction. St. Thomas celebrating.
5-yard run by Danny McFadden.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to call.
So still in possession as he crossed the goal line. Danny McFadden's first touchdown of the season. The Cadets have a 12-0 lead.
They'll go for 2.
Redding with McFadden in the backfield. 2 receivers on either side. And now they'll send Dayak over to the right side. Redding pitches, and McFadden wrapped up and dropped for a big loss by Jeebly. Extra point, no good.
David Jeebly is one of those very athletic defensive players for Coon Rapids, and he was able to prevent that 2-point opportunity for the Cadets. Let's take another look at that touchdown, as the defense thought that ball came out, but if it crosses the plane, it doesn't matter if it comes out. And it's tough to see from that angle, but nonetheless,
well, it looks to me
from touchdown, obviously.
Looks to me like you got across before, but hard to see what was happening inside all those bodies, of course. Either way, St. Thomas Academy has a 12-0 lead here, 10-15 remaining in the first half. Coon Rapids needs to answer on offense.
Well, they need to establish some offense for the most part. I mean, that's the key. I mean, they don't want to become one-dimensional. That's certainly important for this Cardinal offense. But, you know, the Cadet defense is playing really strong in the middle. And again, Cardinals want to establish the run, not able to do so yet here tonight.
Still a lot of time. We saw a lot of possessions back and forth throughout that first quarter.
Yep.
Again, both defenses really playing tough. That's the first real sustained drive by either squad. Low kick, Scooped up by Miles Taylor at the 17-yard line, runs into traffic and plows his way forward just shy of the 30.
Well, Miles is another one of those multi-dimensional players. Does it all, really. You know, strong on defense. He ran the ball a lot last year. I don't believe he's going to be running the ball quite the amount that he ran it last year, but we've obviously seen him in the backfield a little bit tonight.
Cannon.
I love the cannon.
Mischief.
I love the cannon crew. That's great.
Not good if they're damaging the brand new track. However,
Yeah, well, if the it is. I mean, the track's not even finished at this point.
1st and 10 from the 30. Coon Rapids now trails 12-0. Play action, throw over the middle, complete to Morange, and Morange will be stopped right at the sticks. We'll see where they mark it.
Well, that's been the most successful play here, and just a couple of plays that have been successful for the Coon Rapids offense. So that quick little shot in the middle to Morange.
Good athlete. We saw him really excel on the basketball court
fun.
last winter.
He was fun to watch in the basketball court.
2nd and 1. Doe in the backcourt, in the backfield with Van Holzen. Fakes the give. Van Holzen on the keeper, gets around the corner and out close to midfield. Another first down for the Cardinals.
And we saw, again, Jake, another one of those good athletes. We saw him do that a number of times last year, able to use his speed to get to the outside, and then did a nice job of cutting in the middle.
Definitely a good athlete.
Yep.
You know, he's one of my favorites because
plays hockey.
That's right.
There you see, again,
good
nice,
run.
Nice job to get to the outside.
10-yard scamper. Yep. Handoff goes to Doe this time, and he's wrapped up immediately. Falls forward for a gain of a yard. 2nd and 9.
Matt Boland, I mean, for St. Thomas did, again, nice job closing that gap and wrapping him up quickly.
2nd and 9 at midfield. Out of the shotgun is Van Holzen. Fakes the give, throws deep down the left side, and just too much. Had a man open down the left side, but couldn't drop it in for Avant Shannon.
And again, we've seen that a couple of times. Shannon using that speed to get behind the defense. Jake's just a little bit off on his accuracy here tonight. And again, that's an opportunity you get in the hands of a receiver like that. He's quick enough where he's going to take it the distance.
And now 3rd and 9. 3 receivers to the right. Shannon, the lone man on the left side for Coon Rapids. He's got single coverage with Patrick O'Keefe. Tried to set up the screen pass, and it was out in front of Doe, incomplete. And Coon Rapids is going to be forced to punt again.
Yeah, they had a couple of opportunities there. Again, I think Van Halzen just feeling the pressure coming at him. I think wasn't quite patient enough. Got rid of the ball a little bit too soon and not able to connect with the receiver, because he would have had some room to run.
Tarnu standing at his 36-yard line. Good punt. Zweifel bobbles, lost it. Still hasn't secured it. Ball still loose into the end zone. This is points for the Cardinals. 2 points. That's going to be a safety, as the Cadets did get it. No, they
did not.
They're calling it a touchback.
Yeah.
I thought they had, I suppose they didn't have full possession before fumbling.
Well, you weren't the only one that thought that was a safety. The coaching staff for Coon Rapids here, just to our left, also held up the sign for the safety. I mean, again,
well,
just not able to handle it.
Luckily,
yeah,
for St. Thomas Academy, that one booted into the end zone. And I thought because they had touched it, it's a live ball, and therefore should be a safety.
I would think as well.
Because if Coon Rapids recovers it, it's a touchdown.
1st and 10 for the Cadets at their own.
But I thought because it had been touched.
Apparently we're wrong.
Yeah. Not the first, won't be the last. 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Cadets. They lead this one 12-0. Play action as Dayak is back in at quarterback. He, on the keeper, gains 5 along the left sideline.
Yeah, big hit right at that sideline, but the Cardinal defense as well.
Tackle made by number 23,
Jeebly on the tackle for Coon Rapids.
2nd and 5.
He's been very active on the defensive side of the ball here so far tonight.
So 2nd and 5. Dayak under center. I formation, 2 receivers to the right. Pitch goes to McFadden, left side, gets around the corner, cuts back. Nice run again out across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
It brought down by Miles Taylor, but again, not before he can use his acceleration up that sideline. I mean, he's very quick. He's not the biggest back, quite obviously, but look, I mean, look at the job with the acceleration.
Well,
nice cut back to
just
inside.
A great hole. There was an alley for him to run through.
No, he doesn't need much.
So 1st and 10 from the 41 now for St. Thomas Academy. Got the offense rolling a little bit on their last drive all the way to the end zone. And starting things out well here, 7:28 to go. 2nd quarter. Dayak chased from the pocket. Now looking, there's a flag in the backfield. He spins away and is finally dragged out of bounds. Taken down. The St. Thomas fans want a call, but that was just...
It was continuation.
Yeah.
It's a hold, though, on St. Thomas.
And it happened in the backfield, so this is going to back them up big.
And again, again, moving the ball here on this drive, it's a big penalty for the Cadets. That pushes them back.
Loss of 12, 1st and 22.
Holding against the Cadets. 1st and 22 for Cadets at their own 29.
So 1st and very long. Dayak out of the pistol as McFadden in the backfield with him. Drops back. Little inside screen to McFadden. He's going to gain about 7 or 8.
Well, John Lom just sent me a message saying that on that kind of a situation, a bobbled punt recovered in the end zone is a touchback. They need to have full possession of it and then fumble the ball
into the end zone for it to be a safety.
Thank you, John. You're the man.
It just seems
to
me
CTN payroll, by the way.
It seems to me if you have touched it, and so now that it's a free ball, it's a live ball for the kicking team to try to recover. It would seem also like it would make sense that it would still be a live ball in the end zone. I mean, possibly the safety. Little hook pattern is complete out to the 44-yard line. Brian Goblish on the catch.
So now puts him in a 3rd and long situation after that big penalty put him back. So it'll be 3rd and 7 for the Cadets.
At their own 44.
A big 3rd down for Coon Rapids right here. They'd love to stop them on their side of the field, try and get the ball back and cut this lead before the half.
Well, really get the defense off the field.
Dayak rolls out. Pass is complete. Good hit. And a drop. Ryan Corey sniffed it out. Holmquist had nowhere to go. A gain of 1.
And they worked on that in practice in terms of tackling drills. I mean, that's so important. Open field tackles are so important because it can really make and break a play. You see the pressure there. But Corey doing a great job of wrapping him up, using his momentum to take him to the ground.
Ben Reppenhagen to punt it away. Back deep is Jordan Doe standing at his own 15-yard line. Low snap, skips to Reppenhagen, able to get away a pretty good punt. And this one is going to bounce, and Jeebly dives on it and is able to make sure he gains control. It's a dangerous spot to do that.
Well, that was the 2nd snap into the turf on a punting situation for St. Thomas. And as you mentioned, Rebenhagen did a nice job of getting it away.
This game of the week is supported by Inver Grove Heights Schools. Inspire, innovate, excel. A community commitment. More information can be found on ISD199.org. Coon Rapids takes over 1st and 10 from their own 25. 5:02 on the clock here in the second quarter. They trail St. Thomas Academy by 12. Morange, the man in motion. Little pitch goes to Doe. Doe cuts back into the middle, finds some room, gains 3, out to the 28.
And Doe was fortunate to gain those 3. There was contact in the backfield, but he did a nice job of shaking it, and then again using a little bit of his speed to get some positive yardage. There you see the pitch. Does a nice job of stepping inside and past a tackler, diving forward for those yards.
Van Holzen out of the shotgun, high snap over his head. He has to scramble back, scoop it up, and just lay down back at his own 13-yard line. A loss of 15 yards.
Yeah, and that's a frustrating situation for Coon Rapids. You're going to see just a tough snap well over the head of Van Holzen. Not much he could do on that other than fall on the ball and take the loss.
So from 2nd and 7 to 3rd and 21 from the 14.
Yeah, 3rd and a whole bunch. Is what they do if they try and get some of this yardage back to make it a little bit better of a punting situation.
Van Holzen chased to his right. Flag flies. Van Holzen scampers forward to the 20. But I'm guessing this is going to be against Coon Rapids.
Yeah, I saw the hold. It's definitely going against Coon Rapids. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Again, you get that snap over the head, put you at 3rd and 21. Now you get a holding penalty where you had some positive yardage to get a better opportunity to kick.
Penalty is declined.
Yeah.
So it'll be 4th and long. Mark the ball up to the 20, where it's 4th and 15. And they bring Tarnu in to punt again.
And again, getting rid of the ball for Coon Rapids here, punting it away, and this is going to be a big series for their defense. They do not, and there's still plenty of time here in the first half. They do not want to give up
especially because they're going to get good field position. Yep. Good punt from Tarnu. Driving back and just running away from it, gets a Coon Rapids roll. Wow. Was he just?
I think he was a little nervous. I think that it was the nerve that got to him the first couple of times. And boy,
that was a punt. That's how you flip the field on a punt right there.
Yeah, and especially with 3 minutes remaining.
It definitely caught Zwiefel by surprise. He tried to run back on it and then just said, "I'm just staying away from it."
Well, smartly.
That was a great punt.
Excellent punt.
Game of the week is also supported by Inver Grove Heights Convention and Visitors Bureau. It's closer than you think. More information can be found at visitigh.com. So 1st and 10 from their own 14. Deepest the Cadets have started with the ball. I formation, handoff goes to McFadden right up the middle. He's swallowed up after a short gain, 2nd and 8.
Cardinals front line did a much better job of holding contained, not losing that battle at the point of attack, and then stopping a short run. We've seen him do this a number of times where they've opened up a big hole, and McFadden's able to get through it. That time doing a good job of just stuffing the run.
2nd and 9 for the Cadets at their own 21.
Dayak in at quarterback again. Will get up under center with the I formation behind him. Handoff goes to McFadden again, and he is slammed down for no gain.
That was Ghibli again, I believe. Or Ghibli.
Tackle made by number 28.
Nope.
Coon Rapids timeout. That is their first.
Loss of a yard on the play. Great penetration
That's
Tackle by Marciette.
yeah, Bernard Marciette. I mean, again, just doing a really nice job of stuffing it. And it puts them in a 3rd and long situation, 3rd and 9 here with 2:11 remaining in the half.
The Coon Rapids Cardinals take their first time out.
Yep, well, and a smart timeout because they get an opportunity to get the ball back.
Got to make a stop on this play, though.
Well, they'd like some points before the break, and it's not going to be an easy thing to do, but they would certainly like to accomplish that before they go into halftime.
Need a stop.
They do.
We want to again thank MSBN for allowing us to go live. They are the live broadcast holders, rights holders.
Correct.
For Roger Brown or Jerry Brown Stadium here. You can see all of the Cadets football you want all season long live on cadetsbroadcasts.com.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate broadcasting here with Town Square. New friends of ours.
Anyone who lets me come and talk about football is definitely a friend of mine.
Absolutely.
3rd and 8 for the Cadets. Pitch goes to McFadden looking for room right side. Not going to find a lot. Stop at the 19 after a gain of 3, 4th and 5. And another timeout, Coon Rapids.
There you see Antonio Manos and also Jordan Nolan in on the tackle for Coon Rapids. So the Cardinals will use their 2nd timeout, one here with one left with 1:59 remaining in the opening half, trailing 12-0.
Well, now they stand to get pretty decent field position.
They do.
I mean, Reppenhagen's, he's dealt with a couple of low snaps, and he's gotten away pretty good punts. I mean, the punts of the night so far, definitely the last one by Tarnu.
Yes, it was.
But, I think it's a little gusty, so he's kicking into the wind.
Not too much of a wind here tonight. Little bit. But nonetheless, you are correct. They should get decent field position to try and get some points on the board before we go to break. Oh, the school behind us is relatively new. It's a beautiful, beautiful facility here.
It is, absolutely. Breathtaking even.
You're right. We're right by the airport, of course. And that's your ride home for later, Joe?
Yeah. Reppenhagen from inside his own 10, an end-over-end punt that bounces and takes a Coon Rapids bounce. Now a St. Thomas roll. It's not going to make it to midfield. So Coon Rapids will take over in plus territory with 1:49 to go in the half.
We'll see what Coach has in his playbook here for a minute 49 with good field position, trying to get some points, actually the first points of the season for the Coon Rapids Cardinals.
Their offense has been not quite on the same page so far. Van Holzen out of the shotgun, has Doe in the backfield with him. Handoff goes to Doe up the middle, and not much room there. Back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
Again, it's been tough sledding all night long in the middle of that line. Cardinals again trying to establish something to try and open things up, but the stingy defense of St. Thomas Academy not letting them have some positive yardage in the middle.
On precious seconds coming off the clock as well. Handoff goes to Doe again on the right side. He's going to gain a couple before being pushed back, but it'll be 3rd and about 8.
Again, and even pursuit to the outside, doing a nice job by the Cadet defense as well. There's a lot of blue jerseys over there, just winning that battle at the point of attack and doing the things that they need to do to close down this run. Now you put them in a 3rd and long situation, which they've been in a number of times.
Play action, Van Holzen in trouble, scrambles, throws deep downfield, trying to get back to it was Sonny Tao, but unable to get there. It's 4th and 8.
We have a Cadet down on the field.
And this is the second time we've seen a cadet go down with an injury. That's always a concern. Nick Owens.
Nick Owens, yep.
It's like, again, looking at a lower body, ankle maybe. Hate to see it at any time, but first game of the season, the last thing you want is to see guys even getting nicked up.
No, absolutely. Watch on the left side of your screen. It's gonna. There you see. He just planted his foot poorly and he tweaked it. And he's that's definitely an ankle right there. He's having some trouble walking off the field, getting some assistance. And as you mentioned, we hate to see that.
43 seconds left in the first half. St. Thomas Academy leading Coon Rapids 12-0. And Tarnu on to punt. Only drop one man back this time. Good punt. But is it going to make it to the end zone?
Yeah.
Coon Rapids slid in. No. Kept it outside.
Right at the one.
Wow.
Good special teams coverage there to get that punt, get that ball down at the one. We'll see again, two Cardinal special teams player able to get it down just before the goal line.
Jordan Nolan, first one there.
Yep.
Geebly down there as well. No, that's not Geebly. Is that that's Ryan Garlick, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Makes sense. He's definitely got
speed. A little speed, a little bit.
Yeah, and here's a position where normally the cadets could have come out, taken a knee, gone to the locker room with a lead. Now they can't do that.
No.
At least not on the first play. They're able to push him out at least a couple of yards. So,
at their own 1 yard line.
Yeah,
assuming this will be a pretty straightforward power package run up the middle.
So. That would be the only play I would call.
But Coon Rapids, I would guess, is going to bring some pressure right in the middle as well.
There's a flag.
Flags fly. No, the ball came out.
Oh yeah. Oh my. It was a fumble. The officials
and
calling
Coon Rapids has the ball at the one.
Wow.
Oh wow.
You talk about a costly turnover. Redding just taking the ball himself up the middle, and there you see the ball come out.
Came out. And Coon
I can't see who
Rapids
recovered it.
Able to get on top of it, and a huge turnover.
Was that
29.
Geebly? I think that was Geebly. Oh.
Fumble recovered by number 29, Devon Griffin.
Wow. I mean, that just...
Devon Griffin came away with
everything going your way, and then a great special teams play and a humongous turnover. So now
I think number 6 is in the backfield. You think there's no surprise there. Miles Taylor's going to take this in,
and he's got it. Going to stretch, and he fumbled. No, they're saying he was down, but he was not across.
Oh, I thought he had it. Let's take another look at it. But yeah, the ball did. He tried stretching it out, and I think that's when the ball came out.
They'll go to him again, running into the line. Van Holzen pushes. No signal. Coon Rapids will take their last time out. 7 seconds remaining. Back-to-back goal line stuffs by the cadets.
Let's take another look.
They could dodge a huge bullet here if they can come up with one more stop.
Well, again, and then just great surge, great job pulling them back away from that stripe. And we talked about the fact that it's been tough sledding up the middle against that defensive front for St. Thomas. And you saw exactly why there. They just do a good job of holding the position, staying in their gaps, and not allowing any forward push from that offensive line. We talked about it, Joe. The Coon Rapids offensive line not as big as they may have been in some past years. Well, they do have Gavin Layton that does anchor that left tackle position, who is a very large young man. Well, it'll be very disappointing for Coon Rapids if they come away empty here.
I mean, either way, they would not be out of it going to the locker room,
No,
but that would be
but when you get the ball, three opportunities at the one,
extremely disheartening. Huge play right here, 3rd and goal from the 1 with 7 seconds remaining in the first half. Van Holzen out of the shotgun, has Taylor in the backfield with him. He'll try and follow him. Van Holzen did not make it.
Wow.
And the Cadets are going to come up with a huge goal line stand at the end of the half after turning it over on their own 1-yard line. The defense comes up and makes 3 gigantic stops and maintains their shutout and a 12-0 lead as they head to the locker room.
Well, give credit to the Cadets defense. They did such a great job of remaining stout in there. And that was a tide turner for Coon Rapids. If they were able to get those points, that really turns the tide of this game, because now they've got a little momentum. Unfortunately, they're not going to see that here in the first half of this football game.
Well, first half was definitely exciting start to finish. St. Thomas started with a big offensive play when it looked like their opening drive was stalling out. A 30-yard touchdown to start the scoring early in that first quarter. And then they end it with a tremendous defensive stop at the goal line. This was on 4th and 6 from the 30. And Dayak goes over the top to find Pasiga for a 30-yard score. And then the defenses, for the most part in that first half, controlled the action until the Cadets finally got their offense going early in the second quarter when McFadden scored to make it 12-0. Then the turnover with just seconds on the clock at the St. Thomas 1, covered by the Cardinals. 3 attempts from the 1 come up empty. And St. Thomas goes to the locker room up 12-0. And we've just gotten started. This is the prep football season opener. St. Thomas Academy hosting Coon Rapids, brought to you by Town Square Television in association with MSBN and with cooperation from CTN Studios. We'll be back with much more from Jerry Brown Stadium after this. Back at Jerry Brown Stadium, it's opening night for prep football in Minnesota. The Cadets of St. Thomas Academy, a 12-0 lead over the Coon Rapids Cardinals, and they will receive the ball to start the second half. This production brought to you by Town Square Television in association with MSBN and CTN Studios. And Howie, a defensive battle really in that first half. A lot of possessions on both sides, 8 for Coon Rapids, 7 for St. Thomas, because the defense has controlled the ball game for the most part.
Yeah, and they really have it. And unfortunately for Coon Rapids, offensively, really not being able to get things going here in this first half. They unfortunately had a great opportunity, right at the end of that first half, and unfortunately with 3 tries to punch it in from the 1, they were not able to do so, and it ended up
a turnover at
no score for them in
at
the first half.
1-yard line with 30 seconds left in the half. 3 attempts to run the ball across the line came up empty. Give credit to St. Thomas Academy defense, jamming those holes, plugging them up, and not giving an inch.
We talked about all evening long how they've been doing so. They've not allowed that. Coon Rapids has tested that middle of the Cadet defense, but Cadet defense has remained strong and not giving up any yardage to Coon Rapids in the middle. We saw a little bit of a semblance of a couple of passes from Van Hulsen that were complete in that first half. But again, offensively, just not getting able to go. I'm assuming that they went into the break at halftime, talked about a few things. We'll make some adjustments. You mentioned it. Not too many adjustments to make on the defensive side of the ball for the Cardinals, but offensively, I think that that's where they need to make the adjustments. St. Thomas has to feel pretty lucky the fact that they up 12-0 at this point, because with that big defensive stand at the end of the half and the ball now here, they've got the momentum back on our side.
Really only one sustained drive. That was for the St. Thomas Academy Cadets after a fumble recovery near midfield. They drove down and scored their second touchdown, a 6-yard run by Danny McFadden that helped them to the 12-0 lead.
Well, we'll see what the Cardinals have in store here defensively for the Cadets on their first drive of the second half. And, of course, I think that St. Thomas will continue to establish that run, do a nice job in the middle, running that ball with Danny McFadden, trying to use his speed again to try and, again, see if they can get some positive things happen in their first drive.
Finley's kick taking it to 20 and looking for room around the right side is Zwiefel, and he gets a good return out across the 40-yard line. Great field position for the Cadets to start the first half.
Yeah, you really couldn't ask for a better field position to start this drive, and for the most part, and again, just a positive return. And now it's we saw that Cardinal defense do a good job of really stiffening for the most part towards the end of that first half.
I thought he was down when he caught this.
Let's see if they.
That's a down football at the 20-yard line, but not caught by our officials. It's opening night after all.
Yeah, it's everybody's first game.
1st and 10 from their own 41. Handoff goes to McFadden, and McFadden's got a hole off the left side, a gain of 5, maybe 6.
Again, the offensive line firing off the ball for St. Thomas there, opening up that hole. I mean, if you're an opportunity to gain 5 yards every time you carry the ball, you're going to have a successful running game, and you saw it there for the Cadets.
Pitch goes to McFadden, trying to get around the left side. Jeebly came up empty, but forced him wide, and he's out of bounds for a loss. Back at the 42-yard line. Loss of 3 on the play will bring up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, good lateral pursuit by the defense. And we saw them do that here, especially as that first half, really the second quarter. They did a really nice job of tightening things up and using that team speed on defense to get to the edge and limiting that time what McFadden wanted to do.
Spot the ball now at the 44. It'll be 3rd and 7. Dayak out of the pistol. Rolling to his right, looking downfield, sets, now throws shorter. The pass is caught, and it's right at the marker. I think he's going to have a first down.
Yeah, did a nice
Catch
job.
made by Pasiga.
Pasiga with the touchdown catch in that first half, first score of the season. But again, good job of just delivering that ball right where he needed to do it. And there you see Dayak doing just a good job just delivering it right to the numbers.
Good coverage there by Corey.
It was, but he got to the line.
Caught it right where he needed to.
Yep.
1st and 10 from the Coon Rapids 49. Up under center now is Dayak. Handoff goes to McFadden, hit immediately and drags Jeebley forward for a yard.
Well, David Jeebley's been very active on the defensive end for Coon Rapids here, and again continue to do so as this second half starts.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
See it again. Jeebley, I mean, just beating the blocker and using his speed to get into the backfield.
McFadden still able to gain a couple. 2nd and 8. Cardinals jumped offside. Were they drawn? No, they were not.
Nope.
It's going to be 2nd and 3.
An early penalty in the season, obviously, but those are things that frustrates a coach. Those are things you can control.
Well, it's turned 2nd and 8 into 2nd and 3 from the 42.
Well, you can do more at 2nd and 3, but I'm sure we'll continue to see them run the ball.
Keeping it is Dayak, trying to find room around the left side. Cardinals caught on quickly. It's going to be right near the stripe, just inside the 40-yard line.
He's going to be close. We'll see if they measure it. No, they gave him the first.
They will not.
Yep.
1st and 10 from the 39. Coon Rapids just 2 first downs in the first half. Had just 28 yards of total offense. The Cadets 148 yards, 91 of them on the ground. They had 6 first downs, but they were just 1 for 6 on 3rd downs. Coon Rapids just 1 for 9. Handoff goes to McFadden. Big hole right side, cuts it out and gets a big gain. Tripped up near the 20 after a gain of about 19.
Well, the block on the edge by Gabe Surik is what sprung him, and he did such a nice job, number 3 there in your picture, just holding the defense off, holding the edge, and McFadden does the rest with his speed. You can see him get around the end. Watch number 3 in your picture, just fighting off the edge of that defense.
Might have been a hold, but not called.
Not called.
1st and 10 now for the Cadets from the Coon Rapids 20-yard line. Under center is Dayak. High formation to the backfield. Receivers wide either side. Handoff goes. Handoff went to McFadden, and McFadden, as he took it, had number 23 right in his face once again. Loss of a yard this time. 2nd and 11 from the 21.
2nd and 11 for the Cadets at the Cardinal.
We'll see it again. Jeebley again getting into the backfield and making that tackle. We've seen David in the backfield quite a bit here this evening for Coon Rapids on defense.
Second and 11. Handoff goes to McFadden. He was slowed in the backfield, but able to break free and dive forward for a gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd and about 8.
Chase Alexander on the tackle, and again, the Cardinals are getting better penetration up front on defensively, and but McFadden using that little bit of a quickness to pick up a couple yards. Be 3rd and 8.
Dayak back out of the pistol, looking to throw left, wants the corner for Sarek, and over his head, incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down.
Now that puts him in a bit of a situation at 4th and long, 4th and 8.
certainly 4-down territory.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Coon Rapids last time had the Cadets in a similar situation, did not give up the score, but did give up the first down, which then led to the McFadden touchdown that put the Cadets up by 2. So Coon Rapids has to guard not only the end zone, but that 10-yard line where the first down marker is. Straight drop, Dayak chased, in trouble, big hit, but still on the ground, able to reach out and trip up Dayak for a huge loss was Ethan Tidro.
Yeah, Tidro did a great job of just staying with it, and that's a big play for the Cardinal
Lost
defense.
his helmet in the process.
Let's take another look at it. As a lot of pressure coming in from Tidro right there.
Just untouched blitz, good block, but he's able to stay with it and bring the quarterback down as the helmet bounces to the turf. And I mean, that's really, it picked up 14 yards for the Cardinals on offense. They take over at the 32 with 8:30 to play in the third quarter. Quarterback option, it's dropped, and St. Thomas has it right back.
Well, again, you get so much pressure from that defense that Van Halsen had to get rid of it quickly.
John Griffin falls on the ball after the quick pitch went right through the hands of Jordan Doe.
You can see, look at the pressure. Look at the blue jerseys coming to their picture just as he's going to get ready to flip the ball. And
Doe's got to have that.
Yeah, Doe has to have that. I mean, Doe saw a blue jersey in front of him, knew that he was going to take a hit. But you're right, he has to hold on to that. That's in his hands. That's on him.
And they pick up pretty much right where they left off, just seconds ago. First
with
and
a fresh
10
set of downs
from the Coon Rapids 25. Pitch goes to McFadden, running right, as a wall of blockers, but the Cardinals, with great pursuit, shut it down quickly.
Well, it was a great defensive stand last for Coon Rapids. Now they're back out on the field fairly quickly. And it's the one thing you want to do is give that defense as much of a rest as you possibly can.
The blockers got out in front of McFadden, but Coon Rapids, with good numbers in pursuit, just built a wall of their own. Stops him for a 1-yard gain. Handoff goes to the up back, and Stephen Holmquist trips forward to the 20, a gain of 4. Bring up 3rd and 5.
Again, just doing a nice job defensively. He did fall forward, but somebody getting a hand on him as he's coming through. I think it was Chase Alexander got a hand on him as he was coming through the middle of that line.
3rd and 5 for the Cadets at the Cardinal 20.
Obviously 4-down territory again for St. Thomas. If they
have spent a lot of time on the plus side of the field. High formation in the backfield behind Dayak. Delayed give goes to McFadden, and he's going to be stopped short of the first, but it's going to be 4th and about a yard. Fourth and 1 from the 16. Coon Rapids could really use a big stop here on defense.
They really could.
Handoff, McFadden left side. He's got the first down just inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Jeebly on the stop again.
That is a Cadet first down. First and 10 for the Cadets at the Cardinal 14.
Cadets have had the ball almost all but one play of this second quarter. After their first drive stalled, they got the ball right back.
This is what the Cardinals wanted
Cardinals
to do
had 4
offensively.
seconds of possession, I believe, in this quarter. Handoff goes to McFadden, and he is wrapped up after a gain of 2.
With Jordan Nolan in on the tackle. I mean, this is what Coon Rapids wanted to do. Their game plan offensively was to take time off the clock and run the ball. Well, I'll tell you what, that's exactly what St. Thomas Academy has been doing. They've been a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage, taking time off the clock, and continuing to run the ball here, looking to see if they can add to their lead. But Nolan with just a nice tackle, bringing him down.
Brought the ball out there at the end, but McFadden able to maintain control. Gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 from the 13.
2nd and 9 for the Cadets at the Cardinal 13.
Play action, Dayak rolls, throws, pass complete, and immediately hit was Oscar Berg on the reception.
Ryan Corey made the tackle. Look, he's shaking off a little stinger. We can see him. There's the throw, and Corey does a nice job of coming into your picture, number 13, quickly, and it's sure open field tackle again. We've seen a number of those by the Cardinal defense here tonight, and they've done a nice job of wrapping up in the open field. But again, that defense is getting tired. It's been on the field a little bit too long for their liking here in this third quarter.
3rd and 6 from the Coon Rapids 10-yard line. Dayak will drop back out of the shotgun. 2 receivers either side. McFadden stays in the backfield with him. Dayak with time, looks, rolls, now tucks, tries to run, goes for the corner, and is in. Touchdown, Cadets.
Again, that whole left side of the field open, and Dayak with some speed, able to gain the edge and take it into the end zone. This time on the short field, they're able to convert another score, making it 18-0 here. St. Thomas with 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Again, just a good protection up front for him, and then he realized how much real estate was available to himself on the left side, and he's just going to win that race to the end zone.
Cadets will attempt a 2-point.
Two-point conversion here coming up for the Cadets.
McFadden, the single setback pitch goes to him running left. He's got room and he's in.
The ball carrier, 2-point conversion is successful.
That's a big touchdown for St. Thomas. Gives them a lot of breathing room here. Up 20-0 with 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Puts a lot more pressure on Coon Rapids, looking to get their first score of the game. See it one more time here for this touchdown. Good job by Dayak to get to the outside, and he's quick. Try Williams trying to bring him down, but he's going to get past him.
Game of the week is supported by Inver Grove Heights Convention and Visitors Bureau. It's closer than you think. More information can be found at visitigh.com. But now a very comfortable lead for St. Thomas with the way that their defense has been playing.
Oh, absolutely. And
a little more breathing room, up 3.
Well, Cardinals will just like to try and figure out something offensively to just get a drive going.
Yeah, only 2 first downs in the first half and only 28 yards of total offense. And most notably, a golden opportunity lost at the end when they had the ball on a turnover, 1st and goal at the 1, and came up empty on 3 attempts just before the half. Good high kick taken by Jeebley just inside the 10. Jeebley up the middle, and he's out to the 30, but a flag flies, and this is most likely coming back.
Yeah, typically you'd throw that flag in that situation on the return team. We'll see what our official has to say. Be a hold against Coon Rapids.
Flag on the play.
So instead of starting from the 30, we'll see where they back him up. It's where off of the hanky, it'll be back at the 19. And that's where they will place it. So 1st and 10 from the 19. Coon Rapids will start trailing 20-0.
Yeah,
with 3:53 to play here in the third quarter.
It's unfortunate. A pretty decent return would give them somewhat decent field position, but now you back them up now. They got a longer field.
Handoff goes to Doe, and he's slammed in the backfield, a loss of 4.
Well, again, in that situation, the Cardinals does not have any success in the middle. None at this point. And give credit to that defense for St. Thomas is just being more physical.
Second and 13 from the 16. Play action passes behind the intended receiver, looking for Lucky Morange.
We saw a couple of times in that first half some completions on that very same play to Lucky, and there again the pass just not there, and now puts him in a third and long situation again with something that Coon Rapids has seen a lot of here in this game this evening.
Third and 13 for the Cardinals at their own 16.
Yeah, just 1 of 9 in the first half on third down. And now, again, as you mentioned, a lot of third and long situations for the Cardinals here on opening night. Van Holzen out of the shotgun. Drops back. Now Chase steps up looking for room. Rolls out in trouble, and he's sacked back inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, that started from the pressure from the right side of the line, left side of the offensive line for Coon Rapids. And again, Van Holzen just has to get out of his game plan and step up and try and make something happen. But disruption by that Cadet defense has caused him to do that.
4th and 20 from their own 9-yard line. And Tarnu will be punting from the middle of his own end zone. Well, after the first punt, he didn't get much respect from the Cadet return men.
He did not.
His last 2 punts were outstanding. Best plays of the first half for the Cardinals. This punt,
not so much.
That's not going to end up on the highlight reel. It's only out to the 30-yard line, and the Cadets will come out with great field position, already up 20-0.
Yeah, you give St. Thomas a short field in that situation, and as you mentioned, already up 3 scores, and this is an opportunity for St. Thomas to put this game away with 2:19 remaining in the third quarter. If they can take another tally here, it's going to be awfully difficult with the lack of continuity on the offensive side of the ball for Coon Rapids for them to get back in. Never say never, of course, but again, we haven't, unfortunately, the Cards haven't been able to do anything, sustain any kind of drives offensively.
Cadets take over 1st and 10 from the Coon Rapids 31-yard line, dropping back and throwing left, and a big defensive play by Shai Williams as Baker Redding looked to strike quickly with Sirik down the left sideline streaking.
Yeah, and again, athleticism on the back end for Coon Rapids, able to knock that pass down as Williams staying with him. Then you see he's gets a hand on it, knocks to the turf.
2nd and 10 from the 30. Handoff up the middle, and there's a good job continuing to push forward by Holmquist. Ends up with a solid gain of about 7.
Well, they've been pretty methodical on offense, again, just running the ball and taking time off the clock and increasing their lead, and that's their game plan coming in tonight.
3rd and 3 for the Cadets at the Cardinal 23.
Send both receivers wide to the left. I formation on 3rd and 3. Quick swing pass is complete to Fenlon. Spun away from the first tackle attempt, and he's right at the 20. And it looks like he's going to have another first down.
Yeah, he does. And again, it's a nice play call. Just a quick throw to the outside, just a short drop, and a missed tackle by Williams there allows him to pick up some additional yardage. But yeah,
and Coon Rapids now has a player down on the field. Looks like it's just a cramp.
That's Shai Williams.
Game of the week supported by Inver Grove Heights Schools. Inspire, innovate, excel, a community commitment. More information at isd199.org.
He's okay. He's just, as you mentioned, just a cramp, trying to work that out.
Well, definitely up quicker and walking more confidently than either of the two cadet injuries we saw earlier in this contest. And we certainly hope neither of them are lingering throughout the season.
Yep.
The Cadets again with a first down inside the 20 at the 19. They already lead 20-0 here late in the third quarter. And we talked about it early in the first half. This is a St. Thomas Academy team that's only loss last year was in the Prep Bowl. They had 5 shutouts, and here they've got a 0 on the board, including a huge goal line stand at the end of the first half, run by McFadden for a gain of a couple.
Yeah, they lost that Prep Bowl game to Owatonna, very good Owatonna team. It was a close game as well, but and disappointing for them because they felt they had the opportunity to finish off as champion, and that's their goal this year, to get back to that Prep Bowl and avenge a loss and turn it into a win.
It's a team that put up pretty gaudy numbers offensively, especially early in the season last year. But what was even more impressive was their defense all year long, and you see that they bring back a pretty powerful group of young men in navy blue out there. Handoff goes to Holmquist, and he goes up the middle to the 13, a gain of 4.
Well, and you consider they lost 8 players off that defensive side of the ball, and for them to continue to be strong and sturdy in that middle, it's a pretty good testament to this team and nice depth that they've had.
And that is going to be the end of the third quarter. The Cadets add to their lead, and they're knocking on the door again. They're up 20-0. Have the ball deep in Coon Rapids territory when we return for the start of the fourth quarter. St. Thomas Academy Cadets a 20-0 lead as we get ready to start the fourth quarter on Town Square Television. This broadcast in association with MSBN, which is home of St. Thomas Academy football. All season long, you can catch Cadets broadcasts at cadetbroadcast.com on MSBN. And for Howie Shapiro and myself, we want to thank both MSBN for allowing us to go live back in Coon Rapids, and for Town Square Television for allowing us to sit in and handle the microphones.
Yeah, it's been fun. We definitely appreciate the fact that we're able to come up and do a game here at a extremely beautiful venue. And they're fortunate to have this kind of place to call home, because it is very impressive.
Cadets with that 3-score lead have a 3rd and 4 from the Coon Rapids 13-yard line as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Redding in a quarterback for St. Thomas Academy. Oscar Berg, the up back in front of McMadden, out of the eye. McFadden gets the call, and he's going to gain a couple up the middle. He's going to be just shy of a first down. They're going to mark him right at the 10. It'll be 4th and 1.
Yeah, another fourth down situation here for St. Thomas. They call timeout on the field.
Gavin Layton being assisted, and that is definitely not good news for Coon Rapids.
I mean, you look at the size of that young man. I think somebody just fell on him.
Yeah, and he grabs at his knee or ankle.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's, oh yeah, it looks like he's just cramping up. Jeremy's working it out over on the visitors' sideline. So they did give him the first down at the 5-yard line.
At the 5-yard line.
Did I miss a penalty? And McFadden on the carry is in the end zone for the second time, and the lead grows for St. Thomas Academy.
Yeah, and again, just a lot of time taken off the clock, a good sustained drive by the cadets, and they're able to get into the tally and run up the score here, give themselves right now a 26-0 lead.
Will attempt the point after.
Sarek to attempt the extra point. Kick is up. It is good. And it is 27-0 St. Thomas Academy.
Yeah, I mean, again, you look at the fact that they were able to control the time possession in that third quarter and to increase their lead. We'll take another look at that. Again, McFadden with a pretty good sized hole is able to get in pretty much untouched into the end zone.
Support the cadet football team's Tackle Cancer Initiative by stopping by the West St. Paul Chick-fil-A on Tuesday, September 17th between 5
So there was a penalty. It was supposed to be, when Gavin Layton went down with an injury, apparently there was a penalty called against, I believe it was against Ryan Corey.
Yes.
And instead of being 4th and 1 from the 10, that gave him 1st and goal from the 5. And McFadden gets into the end zone for the second time tonight. And the lead now for the Cadets, 27-0.
And again, just capping off an impressive opportunity for themselves.
Berg handling the kickoff this time for St. Thomas Academy. And that is not, I think, what he wanted to do.
No. Good field position for Coon Rapids here to start this drive.
I don't know what that was. But Coon Rapids will have good field position. It's out of bounds. And the Cardinals should have the option to take it either at the 35 or where it went out of bounds, which was a yard better. So I believe Coon Rapids will take over at the 36.
Yes, why wouldn't you? Take the extra yard.
Oh, and marching off 5 yards. So you get the... so they get the 41. Well, they'll take that.
They'll definitely take it. And they need something to happen here.
Out of the shotgun, Van Holzen throws, passes complete left side to Cedillo.
Well, again, you know, we've seen that play a couple of times tonight. Just the defense does a really good job of closing quickly, not allowing any yards after catch from Coon Rapids.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 from the 46. Van Holzen throws, passes low, incomplete. Intended on the sidelines for Avant Shannon.
But he felt it from behind. He felt the pressure from behind, and he had to get rid of the ball quickly.
And right back to a 3rd down situation for the Cardinals.
At their own 45.
Bubble screen right side is complete to Cedillo. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, again, just a quick little throw. But again, a lot of blue jerseys around there, led by Grady O'Neill for St. Thomas on the tackle. And they're going to punt the ball away.
So Tarnu out to punt again. It's been a very up and down evening for him.
Yeah, it really has. We've seen a couple
booting the ball. This one's a very high snap. He's able to bring it in. High end over end punt. Good hang time. Fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line by Caleb Zweifel.
Yeah, he did a nice job of bringing that high snap in, but unfortunately for him, there really wasn't any pressure from St. Thomas Academy, so he was able to spend plenty of time to get that punt away, even after the high snap.
This game of the week is supported by Leon Orthodontics, giving smiles to the world. More information can be found at leonsmiles.com. Cadets take over 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. They have a 27-0 lead here early in the 4th quarter. Under center is Dayak, drops back, is pressured and sacked. Miles Taylor all over him, drives him back to the 14-yard line, or the 16-yard line. We'll see where they spot it.
Watch number 6 come into your picture, just using his athleticism to fight off a block and get the sack.
Well, Dayak, as soon as he planted his foot, went, uh-oh.
Yeah, he
knew there was nothing he could do, a loss of 11.
He did. He saw Miles Taylor coming in with a head of steam. We'll see it again. There you see Taylor fighting off a block.
You may want to block him.
Yeah, he fought off a block. Did a nice job of getting past that line.
Loss of 11, 2nd and 21 from the 17. Dayak under center. Handoff goes to the up back, and a big hole there for Josh Schurer, and he gets back almost all the yards lost to the sack. It'll still be 3rd and long.
Well, and importantly,
Schurer's
too,
first carry of the ball game.
It continues to move that clock. About 9 minutes remaining in this contest. Again, good blocking up front. Has a nice little path for a 9-yard gain.
So it'll be 3rd and 11 from the 27, or 3rd and 12 from the 26, depending on how you look at it. The Cadets, if there was one thing maybe that they would like to see of themselves do better this week, was their 3rd down conversions have not been great. This pass is complete, but it's going to be well short of the 1st down as Fenlon is taken out of bounds immediately.
Oh, the defense came up big there with a nice sack by Miles Taylor for the negative yardage against St. Thomas, and they're going to get the ball back here on the punt. 8:33 remaining in this 4th quarter.
On 4th and 4, Reppenhagen to kick. Another low snap. He picks it up, gets off a line drive kick that will take a Cadet bounce, picked up, and good speed to find some room by Jordan Doe down the sideline, back into St. Thomas Academy territory. He's dragged out at the 42-yard line.
Well, and that's what Coon Rapids loves about Jordan Doe, and why they have him at that tailback position, because he has that kind of speed. As again, there was a defender right there. Nice move that pushed the defender away, and he was able to take it up the sideline for a nice gain.
8:21 remaining in this ball game. St. Thomas leading 26-0. Pass is bobbled and broken up. Intended for Avant Shannon, and he had him for a moment, but good coverage to keep him from reeling it in.
Well, that may have been Van Hulsen's best throw of the night. As it was right in his hands. Unfortunately, he could not bring that in. You see a good protection. Yeah, and that's just one he has to have. That's right there.
Patrick O'Keefe doing a good job, though, getting an arm in and not letting him bring it in. Doe on the quick receiver screen gets nothing. It'll be 3rd and long.
Well, there you saw the speed of the Cadet defense getting to the outside, just cutting off that play.
Play action. Van Holzen sacked back near midfield. Loss of 8.
Yeah, that Garrison Soliday is one of the better defensive players on this team. He did not get fooled on that play. Yeah, Soliday, all-district last year. Yeah, again, comes in untouched.
Again,
Nobody
you may want to block
blocking
him
assignment
too.
missed there.
4th and 17. The Cardinals.
4th and 17 from the 49. And another sack. Ball came out, but after Van Holzen was down, but he's going to lose another almost 10, 11 yards. Back to the Coon Rapids 40.
Well,
That drive
that
went backwards 18 yards.
That was solid again. Again, that was a play that needed to develop a little more quickly. You see 2 rushers on the outside. Soliday with a nice spin move to get away from his blocker and able to bring the quarterback down.
And so now the defense gained 18 yards on that possession, got the offensive ball back in plus territory at the Coon Rapids 40-yard line. .6:54 remaining 4th quarter. St. Thomas up 27-0. Handoff goes to Love Abadeo, and he is tackled in the backfield for a loss. His first carry of the game.
Jeebly again with the tackle. We've called his name quite often here on the defensive side of the ball for the Cardinals. Jeebly just doing a nice job of sidestepping into getting the tackle for loss. Oh, no gain anyway. No, it is a loss. I'm sorry.
2nd and 12 from the 42. Redding under center. Split formation in the backfield. Pitch goes to Abadeo. Got good blocking. Gets back inside the 40. Gain of about 3.
Tarnu is hurt.
And I was going to say Tarnu now slow to get up.
Might be his arm.
Be 3rd and 9 for the Cadets from the Coon Rapids 39-yard line.
And that certainly would be a tough loss for the Cardinals if this is a tough injury. As Coach Russin coming out to take a look it gets to be okay.
Able to get up and walk off on his own power.
I think it's a wrist, maybe. So you're going to
see him on the left side of your screen, reaching in for that ball.
Oh yeah, he stepped on by Taylor. He looks like he's in a little bit of pain over there.
Third and 9. Redding out of the pistol. Has Schurer in the backfield with him. 3 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. He'll roll left. Redding throws, has a man wide open. Pass complete to Sarek. Has a first down, still dancing, looking for more. Dives ahead inside the 20.
A nice job, nice pass, and nice job of getting the additional yards after the catch.
That is a Cadet first down.
Gain of 20 Gives St. Thomas Academy 1st and 10 from the Coon Rapids 19-yard line as the clock ticks down to 5.5 minutes remaining.
Well, again, another nice drive by the Cadets. The clock is continuing to move. They've just been dominating, especially here in the second half.
Handoff goes up the middle to Abadeo, but it's going to gain about 5 to the 15.
And they're more than happy of just continuing to run that ball and taking time off the clock and just sewing up this game here with less than 5 minutes remaining, up 27-0. They've been the better ball club, quite obviously, here tonight. And the Cardinals certainly have some positives they can take, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But they're gonna get a home game next week against Forest Lake, an opportunity to get on the winning track here after a really tough opener.
Handoff goes to Schur up the middle. He's wrapped up after a short gain. It'll bring up 3rd down. Third and 3 from the 12 now for St. Thomas Academy. Redding sends a man in motion. It's Fenlon. The pitch goes to Abadeo, right side, has room on the corner, and he's in for the score. St. Thomas Academy blows off the cannon one more time here late in the 4th quarter.
Again, good blocking and a nice job of getting around the edge, and really not much of a challenge to find the stripe. And another score for the Cadets, and they have been dominant. You see it again, just a little bit of a contact, but nothing to keep him out of the end zone.
Zurich will come out to attempt another extra point.
Attempting the extra point.
Zurich's kick is up. It is good. And it is 34-0 in favor of St. Thomas Academy.
Cardinals, 0.
Let's take another look at this touchdown. I mean, look at the good job that the offensive line does. I mean, you don't have a white jersey there giving him any pressure. Good block there at the edge, and he's going to be able to gain that corner and get the end zone for another score for St. Thomas.
Game of the week is supported by Hipsch Services. Happier with Hipsch. More information can be found at hipsch-services.com.
Today at cadets.com/honor awards.
And again, we want to thank the folks at MSBN for allowing us to provide live coverage. MSBN is the group that brings you cadetbroadcast.com. You can catch all cadet football all season long on cadetbroadcast.com. Town Square Television will be at Simley next week as Simley welcomes the team from South St. Paul. I apologize. They'll be at South St. Paul as the Packers host Simley.
Correct.
Next Friday. Want to thank the folks at Town Square Television one more time for allowing us to be a part of this opening week. Coon Rapids will get a decent return out across the 30. But with 3:47 left.
It's definitely been fun partnering with Town Square. We appreciate, as you mentioned, that opportunity and for us to come out here to this beautiful facility and call this game.
First and 10 for Cardinals at their own 30-yard line.
Jordan Doe in at quarterback. Handoff went to Ramir Williams, and he is stopped for a loss of about 3.
It looks like Coon Rapids getting some players in that, getting some other players in with some opportunity here. Looks like the first team offensive line for the most part is out for Coon Rapids. I'm assuming for both squads. Getting some second team players in and some action here.
Williams another carry, this time testing the right side, trying to dance back at least closer to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Tackle made by number 99, Matt Boland, and number 96.
Matt Boland on the tackle for the Cadets.
3rd and 10.
Clock continues to move, 2:40 remaining.
Handoff again goes to Williams, and short gain will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, again, still trying to test that inside portion of the defense for the Cadets and not able to do so, so they're going to punt the ball. They're looking to get their first offensive score of the season. They were close at the end of the first half, about as close as you can be, and unfortunately could not pound the ball over from the 1 on 3 tries. Ran out of time, and we're not able to have any offensive momentum at all here in this game, and especially in the second half.
High snap, Tarnu goes back and gets it, and he's going to run with it. Dives forward, and he should have the first down.
Yeah, he does. A little trickery.
First down of the second half for the Coon Rapids Cardinals, just the 3rd of the night.
Yeah, to say that they need to do a little work on their offense. I mean, again, it's the first game of the season, so you know they'll work some things out. But there's the high snap, and Tarno did a nice job of stretching out for that first down.
A lot of question in the press box.
Yeah.
I think that was intentional. I don't think he ever wanted to punt that ball.
Oh, I totally agree with you.
Handoff goes
totally
to Williams, able to get around the corner, gain about 5.
I don't think they intended the snap to go where it did. But yeah, I think they intended to. I mean, at this point in the game, what do you have to lose? You work on a play like that, and it was successful.
2nd and 6 for the Cardinals at their own 45.
2nd and 6 from the 45. Handoff again goes to Williams, and Williams wiggles his way out to midfield where it'll be 3rd and 1.
And they'll get off another play, but this may be the last play of this game.
Town Square Television will be back here at Jerry Brown Stadium when the Cadets host Apple Valley Week 4.
That should be a fun one.
Well, the Cadets right now, perfect way to open their season. They put 5 touchdowns on the board, but certainly one of their highlights has to be coming up with that huge goal line stop at the end of the first half. They turn over the ball with less than 30 seconds left on their own 1-yard line, and the defense comes up with 3 straight stops and maintains their 12-point lead in their shutout going into the break. And they have owned the second half.
Well, they poured it on in that second half. So yeah, not that they needed a lot of momentum, but that was a huge stop for this defense, and they talked about it at the break, carried over into the second half, and they rolled up the score 34-0 in favor of St. Thomas Academy. So not the start Coon Rapids wanted, obviously the start St. Thomas wanted, but they'll get back things. Look at the blackboard, get back to work and practice this week, and get ready to play a home game at Forest Lake. This St. Thomas Academy team is on the road at Henry Sibley next week.
Well, after their opening drive fizzled out, they got the ball right back, owned the ball in that first quarter. Joe Dayak making a 10-yard run on 3rd and 6 to push the lead to 20-0. Then it was McFadden into the paint for his second score of the evening. And to top off the scoring in the fourth quarter, it was Love Adebayo on a 12-yard run.
34. Coon Rapids 0. Next game for the Cadets will be next
Gave the
Friday.
Cadets the 34-0 win.
Yeah, and again, you have to be impressed with this cadet team. They played well, especially on the defensive end, but they were able to control the clock. They were able to run the football and really just keep that football in the hands of Coon Rapids. And then when Coon Rapids did have the football, they just weren't successful offensively.
Yeah, not able to find a lot of success at all. Just 3 first downs in the ball game, 28 yards as we talked about in that first half, and the inability to push it in from the 1-yard line on 3 attempts.
Yeah,
It's a completely different game coming out for the second half if they're able to score before the break.
I totally agree, and that's got to be disheartening for this coaching staff not being able to push it in from the 1. And this is all a learning experience for this young team, and certainly this young coach in his first season, his first game as a high school head coach. He's, again, we talked about it. We like what he brings to the program. We like the fact that the kids are buying into what he's doing, and these 2 things shall change as well.
Well, it's a learning experience, and the Cardinals will go home, open their home schedule and conference schedule against Forest Lake next week. St. Thomas Academy starts right where they wanted to, a 34-0 win over the visiting Cardinals here on opening night to start their 2019 campaign. But that's going to do it for this ball game. We want to thank again our friends from Town Square Television for allowing us to be a part of it, our friends from MSBN for allowing us to broadcast it live. For Howie and I from CTN Studios, we want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at all of these local media outlets. From all of us, thank you and good night. Wrapping things up from Jerry Brown Stadium, the St. Thomas